Well, if you've seen the title, it's all about Adolf Hitler once again. I'm gonna try to do as many as I can before the month is out. Uh, I wanted to talk about how free speech was denied in National Socialist Germany under Hitler's reign. That is probably the reason why he had so much. I mean, I say rise to power. He was in power. He wasn't very powerful, but he had obviously an impact on the world stage, and he had the whole sway against free speech, because that's like the zenith of all human expression. That's to speak. What I'm doing right now, it would have been illegal, would have been against the law in National Socialist Germany. That's a fact. I'm just speaking my mind. I'm just saying what's on my mind. I'm writing stories. I'm communicating with other people, freely. This is America. You can do that. I don't think anywhere in our history was free speech suppressed. It may have been challenged, but I don't think it was suppressed. It was completely eliminated from the German people during Hitler's time in office as the Führer, the highest level of government in Germany. So, but he could speak all he wanted. He could say everything he wanted and say, Heil Hitler, Heil Germany, all day. He'll have a speech every week. If he felt like it. But Mr. Journalist, Mrs. Journalist, and writing the papers, all you could say was, Heil Hitler and National Socialist Party. You go ahead, woohoo, yay, cheerleaders. For the National Socialists. That's all you had. You couldn't say anything against Germany or Hitler or pro-Jews or anything like that. You had no free speech. And that's the last thing that we have as Americans and people in the free world. Germany included now, but you can't really have too much freedom of speech. The irony now is it's the reverse. You can't say you're in support of the National Socialist Party. You can't say you're in support of Hitler. You can't say you're in support of the Holocaust. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's forbidden. I mean, I see what they're saying. I understand where they're going. But you can't restrict even the word. That's the reason why we have freedom of speech. It's not because you're going to agree with the next guy. It's because you're going to disagree with him. You're going to disagree with her. You're going to, put down, excuse me, you're going to put down her ideas. And she's going to put down yours. Or she's going to put up your words. Okay, Ernest Edwards, I don't do emojis. You can go away if you like. If you're not going to put in words, this is a freedom of speech thing. This is my show. I'm not going to put you in timeout or make you go away. But if you're not going to put in words that I can understand, I don't know what the multiple skulls mean. Are you saying death to what? I don't know. You're not making much sense. So continue if you like, but I'm not going to respond to you until you say words. Again, anyway. But yeah, so freedom of speech. Even Ernest Edwards, thinks he has some way of speaking, some way of communicating with the emojis. I don't even think you could have emojis during your time in Germany. That could have been a way of expressing disloyalty to the Führer or something like that. I don't know. But all I know is that all we have is freedom of speech. Writers, directors, actors, sculptors, people like that. That's all we have. I can't let nobody hold me down. These hoes could never hold me. Loud enough. Okay, loud enough. Make sure you tip me $5, and we'll talk about tipping. We'll talk about donating to the show And people saying, oh, he's begging for money. Oh, okay, we'll see who begs for money. We'll see who begs for money. We'll talk about that in the second half of the show. You stay tuned. That was a little teaser. But yeah, so Hitler could speak all day, all night, everywhere from 1930, the mid 30s to the early 40s and the mid 40s. He could say whatever he wanted. He could say all he wanted. But you step up to a microphone. It better be about pro-National Socialism. It better be about against capitalism and communism. That's what gets me. He was against capitalism and communism. Now I can see getting rid of a one. I'm pro-capitalism, of course. I'm a capitalist. But I can see saying going against capitalism. Okay, that makes sense. If you're a communist, you're against capitalism. That makes sense. I get that. But to be against communism and capitalism is like, it's like being against gold and against lava or something. I don't like. It's just weird. It's a weird setup. Being against a firing squad and lifting off the ground and going into space. That's the weird thing. Communism is obviously the firing squad and the spaceship, the spacecraft going into outer space. That's all that is contained in that. That's all contained in that. But he put both of them together, the spaceship and the firing squad. Communism, capitalism, spacecraft going into space. Firing squad, people getting mowed down, shot to death. It's extraordinary. It's extraordinary how it's like that. And there are people that are still like that. People are still in favor of socialism, communism, any ism that's a economic system besides capitalism, and that's a fact. That's reality. Like there are people that really continue and that are aware, that know what communism is, that know what capitalism is. They know what those are, and they still choose to not be, on that level, on that plane. But free speech in America, means everything. That's in our, I think it's in our Constitution, isn't it? The Bill of Rights, the First Amendment, something like that. Saying that right to the press, right to freedom of speech, and that's in many ways of expression. Through art, through journalism, through many different ways of showing your thoughts and in the realm into the world. That's our only thing. That's what we have left. If free speech goes, and it's been challenged many times, if free speech goes, everything falls out. The whole bottom falls out. Everything goes. Without free speech, you have nothing. You have zero. You have zilch. You have nothing to stand on. There's no way you have a decent human rights respecting nation and you're going against free speech. You're denying free speech. That just took me. I was like, wow, that was amazing. I did not realize that the freedom of speech was completely restricted. I did not realize that. So, with all the idealism that surrounds Hitler, we can say Hitler all day. We can say that, not on certain channels, like YouTube. I can't say the N-word. There's another N-word. There is another N-word you can't say on YouTube, allegedly. I think I can say whatever I want because I don't have a monetized channel. But I'm just taking it safe because I got a strike. I got a community strike, and I'm not playing around. I'm not putting in anything that can be even come close to that. So the other N word, I guess you can say, you can't say on YouTube is that I'm new to your channel and try to do a little digging into your content. What is your content mainly based around? If you send me $5 right now, my Cash App is $SKYLERSAUNDERS 1, just the number 1. Or you can send it in Venmo at SKYLERIZED or at PayPal, paypal.me/SKYLERSAUNDERS. You can do that. If you send me $5, just $5, you can get a cup of coffee for more than $5 at Starbucks. So just send me $5 at Ernest, and I'll be happy to answer your question. And you'll have unlimited questions after that. You can ask me as many questions after that. After the first $5, I just need $5, and you can say I'm begging, but guess what? Next half an hour, I'll tell you who's begging. I'll tell you all the beggars in the world, and the leading beggar, and I'll say his content right here on this show. But yeah, but so. Freedom of speech is the last vestige of human dignity and humanity. It gives us everything. It gives us pleasure. It gives us thoughts to think about. It gives us the ability to understand each other. It gives us the ability to communicate. In Germany in the 1930s and 40s, you couldn't do that. It was airtight. Like the working title of Ayn Rand's novel, not about National Socialism, but about communism and against the individual and we the living. She was originally going to call it Airtight because that's exactly how it felt for her to be in Russia. And it's similar to the same thing in Germany. It was just different ends. It was in different means. So I encourage you to look up, it's just a quick video. It's like 5 minutes. It's great graphics. Hitler's Rise to Power, I think is the title of it. It's a great, introductory kind of thing. But I was just like astonished because I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I'm stupid. I didn't put 2 and 2 together and say, well, yeah, I guess he would restrict and completely obliterate freedom of speech. That only makes sense. The only way you can really challenge somebody and really challenge their whole idealism is to say that they're lesser than, that they're knock them down a few pegs by your mind. That's all it is. That's what journalism is. That's what novels are, plays, sculptures, paintings, pornography, photography, everything like that. It's all freedom of speech. That's not begging. You making a living, completely reasonable. Thank you. No, but thank you, Ernest. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you making that $5 donation. But I appreciate you for understanding what I'm saying, because I'm about to tell you in the second half of the show, the person that just hit my phone for a donation, who none other than, I'm gonna say his name next, in the next half hour. But I appreciate. That's exactly what I'm doing. This is where I make a living. I made thousands of dollars doing this. I haven't made, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, but I made thousands of dollars doing this, and tax free. Go figure. But yeah, so Ernest, you send that $5 in. I'll answer your question, and every single question you have tonight's show, I will answer every single question completely. All you have to do is chip in one $5 donation, and I'll answer every question you have. And you don't have to pay each time. So, but yeah, freedom of speech. That's all we have. That's the only thing we have in between us. If we don't have the right to express our minds, then we have no rights at all. That's it. I think his name is Fleming Rose. He had the Tyranny of Silence. That was a beautiful title in a book I did not read, to be honest. I should be reading it. I should have read it a long time ago. It came out almost a decade or over a decade ago. Excellent understanding. I saw the talk that he had. He had a talk and a question and answer, and he had a great way of expressing how it's a tyranny to not be able to speak. It's a tyranny. It's a horror. It's a horrific situation that you put yourself in when you're not able to write and speak and act and play and do things that you want to do, and because your own mind is expressing it. And of course, we have obvious situations. Everybody says, "Well, what about fire in a crowded theater?" That's obviously fraud. You should go to jail for fraud. There's no fire. People are panicking. People want to go out to the exits. People may get trampled to death, and you're saying something that isn't really there. So that's the case with that. That's not freedom of speech. That's fraud, obviously. So you have to really realize, you have to put yourself in the mind state of even a Jewish person living under all this tyranny, not having the ability to be a human being, not having the ability to express yourself, not having the ability to live, not having the ability to work where you want to work and do the things that you want to do. But in America, like I was gonna say, we can talk about Hitler all day. We can wear the N-word suits, the N-word salute, Heil Hitler. We can do that all day. I don't think you can do that in Germany. I don't think you can even do that. You can come to America and say there was no Holocaust. They made it all up. There was really no Holocaust. And you say that, and people look at you strange and like, okay, this guy's a nut. He's obviously off his base. He's completely devoid of all ethics and rationality to say that there was no I'm going to say Holocaust. I mean, that's the weird point that Hitler was trying to drive home. But in Germany, you still can't do it. In America, you can be as national socialist as you want. You can say things all day about Hitler. You can have websites. Your website can be completely fitted out to express your views on Hitler and others. So, with the idealism of being able to express yourself, to show yourself, and to understand that freedom of speech really is the gold standard, the platinum standard, the diamond standard of all human action and human interaction. Without it, we don't have anything. We don't have anything to say. We don't have anything to express. Except for propaganda. You can do that all day. Heil Hitler, National Socialist Party is great. Everything is wonderful. This is a great life we're living. La 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 la. Down with the Jews. La 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 la. Like, you can say that all day in Germany during this time period. You say that all day. Sadly. But go against Hitler? Oh, you're looking at, prison time at the least. You can be flogged, you can be beaten, you can be shot to death, depending on the severity of your words. And of course, don't forget the book burning. Can't forget the book burning. I mean, it'll be a weird kind of way right now. You really can't burn books now. They're on Audible, so it's like, do you rip out everybody's, audio? I mean, that's how ridiculous. I mean, even at that time, it was in somebody's mind. It was in a scientist's mind that one day we would be able to listen to books on an audible way. No advertising there, but via audio, and be transmitted on the internet, whatever the hell that would be one day. And there was a scientist out there, but maybe Hedy Lamarr, she had the idea for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, it's components to that. Something like along those lines, but otherwise, you can't really do much with book burning. Okay, so you burn some books, great. I don't understand how they even talked about books. Why didn't they just break the press? The printing press. The breaking of the printing press really destroys the book. The books, the fires and everything like that was just a like more propaganda, more, you know, this is like a symbolism of us destroying books, because it's not really sexy. You know, the fire is sexy. The flames, oh my God, he threw it in another book. Oh my God, and the flames just went up and everything. That's, you know, sensationalist and everything. That's you know, showing that the press is breaking. Like, who cares? Okay, you broke the press, but that would make more sense. That actually, you know, drove the point home even more, because you won't be able to print any more of those books on the printing press, on the actual press itself. The prints will be destroyed. So, you know, the speeches that Adolf Hitler delivered, he really tried to, you know, show how Germany was a beacon of light, a scene of greatness and happiness and joy, like every other despot and dictator and everyone. You can't sell people on a horrible, you know, scenery. Stalin, Lenin, Pol Pot, they all had their own way of showing their tyranny. Every time. All the time. So, I think that is something that we should explore even more. I want to try to, you know, get to the next parts of the other speeches that he delivered, and really try to get a hold on what they mean. So, I think, you know, and I know freedom of speech, you know, what I'm doing right now, with millions, if not billions of people all over the world, you know, are able to do. But there's still millions of people, you know, that can't do it. There's people in Russia that can't have freedom of speech. Look at what happened to it was a Wall Street Journal journalist. He was just freed. Well, thanks for the like. I appreciate the like. Thank you. 3 people, 1 like. I like that. Thank you, Riles. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you. But yeah, so Germany is Germany in the 30s and 40s, or Russia today, and Iran today, and Venezuela today. You know, I don't know if they have freedom of speech in Venezuela, but I know it's sometimes something has to be corrupt in their way their government is structured, because it's definitely not capitalist. It's way light years away from capitalism. But definitely I can say for Russia is completely corrupt. You know, taking in, you know, they had Brittany Griner a few months back, almost a year back, or maybe a little over a year back. She was just freed from her cell in Russia. I mean, for what? For having a little bit of weed or something like that? Just like, it's crazy. The draconian. That's one of my favorite words, I think. The draconian rules and laws and regulations and codes and restrictions, different things like that. The controls. That's what, you know, inhibit us. That's what decreases everybody's ability to make their lives better. And we complain all day that we're in this beautiful country of America. We can complain. We have the right. We have the right to complain. We should complain about certain things. We should. But God damn it, if it ain't the best country in the world going. I've never traveled outside of this country, but I've looked around, I've smelled, I've tasted, I've heard, I put him in with my reason, and I just knew that this is the greatest country ever. This is the noblest nation ever formed in all of human history. There's nothing even close. There are some things that are a distant second. Like maybe Great Britain was maybe a leader, France, maybe something like that. But for the most part, U.S. has got it. Nobody else says a dream of theirs. I said this before. France would be a wet dream. Great Britain would probably prim and proper. Um, Japanese dream probably have something to do with Godzilla and Hello Kitty. And the German dream wouldn't be a dream; it'd be a nightmare again. It would be a nightmare all over again if that were the case. So we have to really realize, the truth behind all this, the uncovering of all this, what Hitler stood for. And I'll remind you again, he wasn't the one. Rick James is coming there. Salute to Rick James. He's watching quietly somewhere. But that really is the hallmark of a dictatorship. Limiting or restricting or completely annihilating freedom of speech, which is the main thing you have to have a free republic. To have a completely liberated country, you must have freedom of speech. There's no question about that. There's nothing. If you don't have freedom of speech, you don't have a free country or a semi-free country. There's no real free country in the world. But you have a semi-free country like America. We're mostly free, but we still have too many regulations and controls that dictate our lives. And I'm not just talking economics. I'm talking about social norms as well. We still can't. I still can't go to the corner store and pick up a package of crack cocaine and buy some and walk out and get in my pipe and smoke it. I can't do that. I want to have my crack. I want my crack. I want my MTV. I want to watch MTV. I want to watch Teen Mom and 16 and Pregnant and smoke a bag of cut. That's what I want to do with my life, and I should have the freedom to do that. But we don't have that freedom because there's laws against it. For what reason? There is no real reason. They just say, well, we can't have it. Well, why? Well, because, it brings down the family. And what does that mean? What is about the family? What are you so obsessed about the family for? What about the individual? Of course, it destroys your life, destroys your mind, but it's my life and my life and my mind. I shouldn't be able to do whatever the hell I want to do. That's the reasoning. So there should be PCP, marijuana completely. They still have like that medicine. You have to have a medicine card or something crazy. This should be heroin. All that should be legal. And I'm saying this because I'm able to say it through the channel of YouTube. I'm saying it right now. But if this was 1930s, 1940s Germany, I couldn't do that because I'd be a subversive. I'd be a subversive before even crack was invented. They had cocaine. I guess you couldn't do cocaine, but before it was even invented. I think it's don't you forget. You gotta get your words right. I know that's no doubt. I got you, Rick James. Are you getting prepared for Sleepy Joe and the Orange Man debate, sir? I like how you're going at both of them. That's a good sign, Rick James, because I'm saying the same thing. Sleepy Joe. I'm going to tell you about the part of my idea for the debate. Then I'm going to show you a little bit more. But right now, I'm going to go into your favorite time of the show, the advertisements. My main man, Peng. He has lifestrongapparel.com. LIFESTRONGAPPAREL. He has, with his sea moss infused organic fruit, which I had the blueberry. He also has different flavors like mango, pineapple, blueberry, elderberry, and susam. So you have to check that out. Check out his website. He has more than just the sea moss. He has uh, different fitness sets, focus sports set, hats, to get you fit. I think it's something for the ladies. So check him out. Make sure you enjoy that. It's ironic because Rick James has the gummies, but he's not really pushing the gummies that much because he's trying to find the right size for them. So he's not really pushing the gummies. But you can get those sea moss. You can get raw sea moss and be able to cook it. You can cook with it. You can put it in smoothies. You can put it in different shakes and stuff like that. So check him out. Tell him that this goofy guy Sky Saunders sent you, and enjoy. All right, my next person, BEEJACKSON 5478 on YouTube. Guy's got great sardines on the grill, fried chicken, near beer. He's a great guy on virtually. I never met him in person, but yeah. So he has a great personality, great sense of humor, and one of my biggest donors, by the way. But he shows himself to be a credible person, and I enjoy that. That's why I like about him. So tell him it's at B Jackson 5478 on YouTube. Tell him that the goofy guy Sky Saunders sent you. Now we gotta get to R. Kelly. We gotta get to we gotta get to sexy music. That's what Rick James, his favorite time is. But it's ironic because I don't even think he has R. Kelly. I didn't see his whole catalog, but I don't think so. But and P Diddy exactly. They're both in trouble. With one's in prison, the other one's outside, but he's not looking too good. He looks like he's on his way to it somewhere. But Spirit Smooth Tunes, SPIRITSMOOTHTUNES, Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. He's got Najee, he's got Kim, he's got, if not these artists like them, Whitney Houston, People Bryson, the Gap Band, Zap, the Fatback Band, Earth, Wind, and Fire, a whole lot of other different names and titles. You will enjoy it. Tell them that the goofy guy Skylar Saunders sent you, and enjoy it with your significant other or just by yourself. Just have some mood music to go by. Now also dot focus DOTFOCUS underscore one underscore, not a whole bar, just one underscore. He has great gaming. He has a first person shooter game that he does. Check him out on Twitch, twitch.tv/DOTFOCUS underscore. And if you would like to sponsor or advertise for this show, holler at me at SKYLERSAUNDERS at not at .com. I'm thinking about at. But you can also find me. I said this earlier in the show. My Venmo is at SKYLERIZED. That's what I was thinking of. My PayPal is paypal.me/SKYLERSAUNDERS. And my Cash App is $SKYLERSAUNDERS1. All right. Second half of the show. What are we going to talk about? We got less than an hour before the slugfest. And let me just read you something. Let me just read you a little something. If I can. I might not be able to. Hold on. Let me see. I should be able to read it. I don't know. I'm looking for it right now. It was just on here. This is crazy. Yeah, this is crazy. All right, here we go. Hey, folks, it's Joe. I wanted to reach out before I debate Donald Trump tonight. Believe me, I can take care of Trump on the debate stage. I've done it twice before. But there is a vital role for you to play too. We need a lot of donations in the hours leading up to the debate. These big moments matter more than I can even express. I really mean that. Tens of thousands of new supporters stepped up following my debates against Trump in 2020. And tonight can't be any different. I'm asking for your help to keep growing our grassroots movement. So I'm really counting on seeing $30 from you when I get tonight's fundraising report from my team. Can you do that for me and the Democrats nationwide? You can donate right now at the link below. Okay, I just said it. So I'm begging for money, right? That's what most people say. Oh, why are you begging for money? Why are you? And Mr. Terrain said this way before. This is over a decade ago. He was getting money before there were super chats and there were super chats and super stickers. He was getting money. You know, he was talking about the DuPonts and NPR and stuff like that and WHYY and stuff like that, the pledge drives. But presidents, a whole president, top of the, you can't get any higher in the office, is begging for money, quote unquote. Biden is begging for money. Like I've been begging for money ever since this show started. Yeah, I ain't giving him nothing either. I ain't giving Trump nothing either. Because they both ain't worth nothing. This whole tonight, I'll tell you this much. The whole debate tonight will not center around individual rights. It will not. They have no consciousness, no sense of direction as to what individual rights actually mean. Nothing. Nothing. Not even a clue. So, for Joe to be begging for money, I'm saying that in quotes, begging, because I actually respect the fact that he's doing it. I'm not giving him a goddamn $30. That is what? I gave $30 to WHYY because they give me great programming. Joe's giving me somewhat good, kind of not bad, terrible kind of performance as a president. Trump, somewhat good, kind of bad, not really, kind of terrible position as a former president. It's very disturbing. And I do want to see what that debate is going to be like. I want to see what it's going to be like. But I just wanted to say about the donating. I asked for donations. Send them in. Because that's the way I keep going with this show. I get a definite amount of money. At least, I will get at least $100 a month from Height. Height covers all y'all asses. To put it bluntly. Everybody that freeloads that just looks at the videos and says, oh, okay, whatever. That's cool. But I need the money. I need the money to keep going to just to satisfy my own life. If I want to get a burger one day, that's to satisfy my own life because I'm putting in the work. I do the research. I watch videos. I read articles. I watch, newsreel and listen to audio. I put in the work, so I deserve it. I earned it. Is that begging? How's that begging? Begging is on the corner saying, God bless, anything helps, whatever. That's begging. And I actually did that and I made good money. But it was different. It was like different signs I would hold up, and this is in Northampton, Massachusetts. Mo homo and no ho. Say no to no homo and no ho, or something like that. I got like $9 in a day. That was a good day for me. So you have to really see it. So Rick James is asking, Sleep Joe brings out catchphrase. Come on, man. Yeah. Well, the only thing I liked when Joe Biden said, "Shut up, man." Like he just said, "Shut up." At least he had some stones to say "shut up" to Donald Trump, because nobody ever says "shut up" to Donald Trump. And Joe Biden actually said that's what actually scored him points. That's why I think that he carried the debate last time. But Trump is too entertaining. Trump can entertain the socks off anybody. He has a definite flair, a definite way of expressing himself, definite kind of je ne sais quoi. You can't really put your finger on it, but it's very evident. But it's empty. It's like it's almost like a balloon, almost like that gets popped. There's nothing in it. There's nothing there for Trump. There's nothing there for Biden, because he doesn't have a clue where to go with anything. He's completely inept. And Trump made a good point today. He was talking about at a rally. He was like, it's not just his age. It's not just because he's old. There's people in their 90s and their hundreds that are sharper than him. It maybe, like, I'm serious. I'm not just joking. I'm not just like trying to clown him. He could have onset dementia. Because he seems like he's like very lost at the time. There's one photo he's just like, he didn't know whether to clap or something like that. It was at a festival or some kind of concert or something. He was just like, and he had a smile. Like, what is that about? What is that about? I don't understand. It's very goofy, very weird, very strange. But this whole debate is gonna be a farce. It's probably gonna be boring. I bet it's gonna be boring. As entertaining as Trump is, it's still gonna be boring. I think it's still gonna be a snooze fest. They're gonna trade blows, but it's not gonna be that tight. And of course, like I said, no individual rights will be mentioned. Nothing about Trump says during the rally, he said, we're going to get rid of regulations. And I was like, yeah, you didn't get rid of too many regulations while you were president, so I'm not too excited or too looking forward to you saying that there's going to be zero regulations or less regulations. I can't really abide by your words. It's real cute to say something, but to back it up and actually do it, that would be something that's spectacular. But they don't. They hardly ever back up their words. They hardly ever, show themselves to be approved. They don't show any initiative in being truthful and honest. They just want your vote. They just want, not even, like they say, Trump is full of himself. All he cares about is himself. No, he doesn't. If he cared about himself, he wouldn't treat other people the way he does. People that are selfish and take care of themselves, take care of other people too that they value. Now, that has to be a key word, value. Mecca, thanks. You're being cute. I appreciate you being cute. You can take that somewhere else, though. Let me see. Nixon Keith. Sup, Scholar. Sup, RJ. Sup, chat. What's going on, Nixon Keith? I'm asking for $5 donations, not $30. Just $5 donations. If you can drop that, that'd be pretty cool. Just $5 donations. $5 donations to my PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. I appreciate it. But not $30. Biden's asking for $30. He's not even playing. Because he knows if he made $30 times, what's that? 30 just, let me see. 30 times 60. That'd be 160 million people. No, what would that be? That'd be even more. 6 million people. 6 million people gave $30. That would be $180 million, right? Let me check my math. I had to say the math before I use the calculator, but let me see. 6 million times. Yeah, 180 million. 6 million people. He's going to get more than that. Not mine. Not my dollar. But he's going to get $180 million at least. From 6 million people. That's all. That's nothing. There's 330 million people in this country. People want him to stay in office. There are another set of people that want him out of office. Assistants here. All right. He's got the emojis. Everyone that can be live be begging for money. Exactly. Godfrey, you, Star. Yup. I'm terrified, Mecca says. Okay. How YouTube live the new panhandling spot? The same panhandling spot as Joe Biden. I just read the message. He wants $30 from you. He says, I'm really counting on seeing $30 from you when I get tonight's fundraising report. You get the panhandlers at the top of the office. The highest office in the land is a panhandler. So what's your point? Fake news 2024. Okay, so what is real news? Fake news is Saturday Night Live, Weekend Update, and The Daily Show to me. I'm an old head. That's what fake news means to me. The Weekend Update and Daily Show. Those are fake news. Nixon. Yeah, I'm a wild boy. I'm stupid. I'm crazy. I'm trying to get this money. That's all I'm doing. Doing something to get this money. I mean, it's ridiculous how people don't realize that. I've made thousands of dollars tax-free from just running my mouth on this show. That's a fact. I can bring receipts up. I can show you receipts. People have donated $300, $400, $100, $75 in a month, $100 in a month. I'm not wanting for anything. I get a good compensation from the Veterans Affairs. So I'm not begging for money. I can do this without money, but I like to do what I want to do and still get paid. Sleepy Joe, Diaper Don, Obama all need to get real jobs. Yeah, well, I agree with you on that. No, I mean wild in a good way. I know. I got you, Nixon. I know. But I'm just saying I'm stupid. I just want to see if I can make money, and it's obviously worked for me. I made thousands of dollars tax-free writing my stories. Nobody was in my ear for that. I just got a message on Facebook. It said, there's a new site called vocal.media, and you can check it out. Go to vocal.media and then put in SKYLER space SAUNDERS, and you can find my stories. And I'll get paid. That's the beauty of this. So nobody was in my ear. The only person I say for YouTube was Mr. Troy Star Terrain. He was in my ear. He said they want to see your face, they want to hear your voice. So let me try this out. And I tried it out and got money, got paid. But I had to put in the work. I have to make sure I have, a message. I can't just come up here and say, so what do you guys want to talk about? I can't, I don't say, well, I just open up a newspaper and say, hey, look what happened today. How about that? What do you guys think of that? I have to have a message. I have to have a clear-cut idea. Has anybody ever done this? This is free advertising. Eternal water from the dollar store. This is $1.25. $1.25 for this. Eternal water, spring water, sourced in USA. Yes, Rick James, I put in the research. I do my research. I do my diligence. I don't want to. It wouldn't feel right for me to just jump up on here and say, "Look, I just need $30, and I don't really have no content. I just want y'all to pay me." Like I couldn't even live with myself if that was the case. I put in great content, and I make sure of it. Skylar, personal question. Who you voting for? Very personal question. Send me $5. and I will happily answer that question. Happily answer that question, Nixon. Just send in $5 donation via PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Rick James says I'm voting Trump. Okay, that's your business. That's up to you. It's all on you. I've got multiple water sources. But yeah, so I think it's just gonna be boring. No matter how many jabs and the audience might have to be silenced, and they have what 2-minute delay or some kind of delay. They can't one is speaking, the other can't speak. Oh shit! Oh, Keith of Japan. That's what I don't understand. Okay, so you're Nixon Keith. Okay, so that makes sense. You're Keith. What happened to your other account? What happened? Marambe is Rick James like to call it. Black Cuddy says Sky Shadow Reaper. It's a dope shadow. I don't know if you could see it on your screen. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. I don't mean to make it. Like, all this is accidental in a way. I try to make stuff on purpose, but stuff just happens. Like, I have this light. This is the only light I have, going. There's a really bright light that makes my iPhone, get really bright, but there's no, watch, I'll show you. There's no, or very little, shadow. See? Very little. This goes back. Just that little trace of a shadow. Not that, very, not that very obvious, but you turn it off. It's like, Jesus. The whole thing. Yeah, we're having a party. Anytime it's over 4, we're having a good time. But salute to you, Keith. Are you in Japan right now? Are you in Japan right now, Keith? Where are you, sir? No wonder I wasn't getting any money. It's Keith. He's a good guy, though. He doesn't have just because you don't give me money doesn't mean you're not worthy. Yeah, you're still here. But what happened to your other account? Why aren't you Harambe or Harumba? Or I can't even pronounce it. Yeah, so it's gonna be boring. I don't care how many verbal fistfights they get into and how many cute little words they say. Sleepy Joe, Creepy Joe. Trump had a poll whether he should say Creepy Joe or Sleepy Joe during the debate, and they had the people say woo woo. Like, this guy is such a clown and just a ham. Like he's like a spoiled ham. That's all I can say about him. Harambe is the new Richard Nixon. Who you going for? Dapper Don or Sleepy Joe? Diaper Don or Sleepy Joe? Again, assistant. I will answer that question with $5. You send me $5, I'll happily answer that question. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. This is an example of how Sleepy Joe and Creepy Trump really are. So I'm just asking for $5. They want $30. I'm not even asking for that much. Just a $5, just a Lincoln. That's all I'm asking for. Oh, you have a new tablet. Okay. So, but why'd you change the name? You couldn't keep the name? It was your girlfriend's tablet, right? You look like a Diaper Don kind of guy. Well, I got the power tie, the piss yellow tie. The golden tie. But I'm not going to answer you until you send me $5, assistant. That's just the way it goes. You all are riding on Height. Height sends me money consistently. He has sent me $100 back to back already. And he has sent plenty of money before that. Plenty of money. So you guys are all have to thank Height when he comes in here. He may be watching right now, but not saying nothing. You put the C's back. I don't know why you put the C. You had seeing the other day. I don't understand why you go backwards, Rick James. I don't understand it. It's crazy. I may say something about the debate tomorrow. If it's going to be boring, it's not going to be insightful, it's not going to be, earth-shattering or groundbreaking. It's just going to be back and forth. Do you think that we should have Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security? No, they're not going to say anything like that. They will never. Those are third world questions. They will not touch that. They will not talk about Medicare, and Social Security. Will you talk about individual rights and thinking and people expressing themselves through freedom of speech? That's not going to be on the docket. That's not going to be on the list of questions. Salute to you, Nixon. Salute to you, I keep calling him Nixon. Salute to you, Keith. I didn't know which one it was, but salute to you, Keith. Rick James says, salute to you, Harambe. That's not him anymore. He's got a new tablet that he's able to send at least $5 through Cash App on. I know. But yeah, it's pretty extraordinary. It brings into question, our whole apparatus and our short-term memory. We're like, Trump maybe is kind of, he's made a comeback. He's still vigorous and still strong, and he's got a point now. And it's not like 2020. That was a long time ago. Really? In what way? Do you remember the bleach? Do you remember the? Oh, it'll be gone in a few weeks. It'll be gone in a few months. Lasted almost a whole 2 years before everything got to a sense of not really normalcy, but just the new normal or the new kind of way of living. Oh, Keith. Okay, you just switched it up. Keith. So I'm like, okay. But it's like I just want to say this. This is like Nipsey Hussle, the late great Nipsey Hussle. All money in, no money out. I don't give anybody anything out unless it's somebody like Mr. Troy Star Terrain. It's all money in for me. I'm selfish. I'm rationally self-interested. That's something that you don't hear anybody say. Oh, you're just being rationally self-interested. No, they say, oh, you're just being selfish. And Ayn Rand knew that. Ayn Rand knew that people were going to say, oh, this book is going to be something to say. Okay. When she wrote The Virtue of Selfishness, she didn't say the virtue of rational self-interest, which would have been more of a mouthful, but not just more of a mouthful. It hits right at hits it right on the head. Hits the nail right on the head. Just goes right to the point. Selfishness. Whoa, whoo. It's sexy. It's provocative. It gets the people going. Yeah, so I'm gonna watch the debate. I'm gonna be objective, of course. I'm not gonna say for one or the other. I'm just gonna watch and see what each has to say. Understand their way of talking to each other. 70-year-old and an 80-year-old, 70-something and an 80-something. I mean, what else can they say? But hey, it's been real. I'm going over to the hour mark. I'd like to thank everybody that came through, especially Mr. Keith Nixon that switched up on us. I appreciate everybody else. Rick James, assistant. If I missed you, don't fret. I'll get you on the next time. So I appreciate you and thank you very much for watching. Take care.